Hey guys, it's Cody. I'm back here once again for another classic horror review. And for today's review, I'm going to be talking about a movie that I've heard a lot of horror fans talk about. I've seen it in a lot of people's collections, and I've been wanting to see it for a pretty long time. And I actually just got it back a few months ago, and I actually just watched it quite recently. But this movie was released in 1981 and is directed by Frank Henenlotter. And that film is Basket Case. This is the 20th anniversary special edition DVD, which was put out by Something Weird Video. And yeah, I definitely must say, this movie has a really great concept. I think it's got a really good concept for a horror film. I really like the concept of the movie. It's a pretty low budget movie, but it has all practical special effects. And it's also got some pretty good stop motion animation in this movie as well. So, like I do in most of these reviews, I'm just gonna, give a brief description of the movie, and I'll tell you guys what I thought about it. Now, this movie actually begins, and you see a doctor inside of in his office, and he's being chased by some sort of monster or creature. You hear it outside growling and scratching against his door or whatever, and up on his roof. And the creature actually breaks in and ends up killing the doctor. You don't see the creature at all. All you see is one claw come up to the doctor. Now, like I said, all the blood and all the gore are all practicals. There's a lot of good blood squirting up everywhere, covering the guy in blood. And while the blood is squirting, some of the blood actually squirts over onto this folder that is laying on his table. And that actually comes into play a little bit later. But, like I said, the doctor ends up getting killed. Then in the next scene, you see this young man. He looks like he's in his 20s, I'd say. And he's walking through the streets of Manhattan. And this movie is set in the 80s, so all the buildings look like that they did back in the 80s. And I really do like the way that buildings used to look back in the 70s and the 80s. I don't know, I just like the way that they were built. I like, the advertisement, the signs that they had, the neon signs or whatever. Like at one point he walks past this old theater, and it's a triple X movie theater, and the way it just looks, I just really like that. I really, like I said, I think that they look a lot better than newer buildings now. I really like the way that, buildings looked back in the 70s and the 80s, so I really, I like that opening scene. But like I said, you see him walking, and he's carrying a small wooden basket. It's the kind of basket that people would have put clothes in. The only thing is, this basket has a padlock on it. But he ends up walking into a sleazy hotel, and he's talking to the manager, and he wants to get a room for a couple of days. And the manager's kind of giving him a hard time. He's saying, hey, do you have any drugs? Are you a druggie or whatever? We've had a trouble with druggies, but of course he doesn't. You find out that the guy's name is Dwayne Bradley, and you can tell that Dwayne is a pretty quiet guy. You can tell he keeps to himself, and he doesn't really converse a lot with people. But he ends up getting a room, and he ends up, of course, going up to it. While he's up there, he notices a woman bringing a man into her room. And you find out later her name is Christy. And in real life, or I'd say in real life, I don't know if it's her real name, but the actress's name is Beverly Boner, which you just gotta love that name. I don't know if that's her real name, like I said, but that's the actress's name. But he doesn't talk to her. He did mostly just go straight into into his room. And while he's in there, he gets out this small bag, and when he opens it up, he actually has the folder that doctor had at the beginning of the film who was killed, and you see him opening up the folder and looking through names of it. Like I said, nothing is explained until later on that night when he's actually woken up, and he says, are you going to pace around? Are you going to walk around all night? And he's looking down at the floor at something. You don't see what it is, but whatever it is, you're seeing it from its point of view. And you can tell that whatever is down on the ground is talking to him, and he can hear it. You don't hear it actually speaking, but you can tell that it's down there, and he's communicating with it. And he's saying, man, it's really, really late. Go back to sleep. I'm tired of you waking me up at 4 o'clock in the morning to have conversations. And that kind of is establishing what is inside of his basket. But the next day, he ends up, like I said, he got an address from the folder, and it's actually an address to a doctor's office. And he goes in there, and when he goes in there, he's talking to the secretary that's there, and he's saying, hey, I'm just a friend of the family, because he doesn't want the doctor to know that he's there. And while he's there, he's actually talking to the girl, and they end up sort of having a bit of a romantic type thing going on. You can tell that she's interested in him, and she actually, gives him her address. Well, he ends up going to the doctor's office, and what he does is that he leaves the basket there, and what comes out of the basket is this small gray creature, with 2 arms and, big teeth. There's actually a picture of it right there, and basically ends up attacking the doctor and killing him. And basically, as the story goes on, you find out that the creature was actually Dwayne's Siamese twin, and that he was actually born with the creature born with him attached to him on his side. And that you find out that his father actually made a group of doctors remove the creature from him, and they all wanted to do it because they thought that it was doing Dwayne a favor. But you actually find out that it's actually affected Dwayne a lot, and the creature ended up killing his father, and him and the small creature, his brother, was actually raised by his aunt. And basically what Dwayne is there to do is he wants to go back and take revenge on the doctors that separated him and his brother. I don't want to give anything else away anymore. I basically just wanted to get to the main story. But now I want to go ahead and talk a bit about what I liked about, what I thought about the movie. Now, I actually really enjoyed this one. Like I said, it's really low budget. So you can tell it wasn't made with a lot of money. The acting is from good to kind of, okay, I guess. But where the movie really shines is its effects. This movie's got really, really great gore effects. All the blood effects are, practical, like I said. Also, the actual creature itself you could tell is a stop motion animated creature. And when it moves, it's just got its arms out, and of course it has no legs, because like I said, it's like a ball basically. It has arms, and it basically just moves like this, like sort of a claymation creature. And even though the effects, they look cheesy, they actually look pretty good for what the film is for a low-budget horror movie. So for the effects, I actually really enjoyed the effects. I thought they were really, really good. I actually think that stop motion, I do like stop motion animation. I know that stop motion actually takes a lot more time than, let's say, other animation, but I do like the way that they did it. Like, if they had more money, they probably would have done in animatronic creature. But I think that would have lost some of the charm of it, because the movie, it's already cheesy to begin with, and the fact that it's stop motion just adds to the cheesiness of the movie. And I'm saying that in the best way ever, because I think stop motion is lost, I think, in a lot of new movies. It's all CGI or animatronic, and I do really like the look of stop motion animation. So, can I recommend Basket Case? Yes. If you're a fan of really cheesy 80s movies with really low budget gore effects and just over the top, like I said, over the top effects, just an over the top storyline, then I definitely recommend checking out Basket Case. It's a cult classic, and I think that this movie is the right definition. There's a large group of people that absolutely love this movie. I really did enjoy it. It's, like I said, it's low budget, cheesy, And I know that there's a lot of people that are going to like it. I know there's going to be a lot of people that will probably hate it because it's so cheesy. So if you don't like cheesy movies that look like that they were made, like in a couple $100s, then I would not recommend this to you. But if you got an open mind and if you're into, like, you know, small creature movies of just creatures going around killing people, you know, cheesy, low budget ones, then I definitely recommend checking out Basket Case. It's a really fun movie. Just don't take it seriously. Just look at it as a good, cheesy cult movie, and you'll get a lot of joy out of it. But anyway, guys, that is my review for Basket Case. I hope that I persuaded you guys to check the movie out. If you guys haven't seen any scenes of it, I'll leave a link down below to the trailer of the movie. I'm actually going to start doing that, leaving the link to the trailer, so you guys can watch it and check it out and, you know, see if you think that the movie is something that you might be into. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, I'm going to be doing more family film reviews, but I'm also going to be throwing in a different horror movie. I know I haven't reviewed a horror film in a while, so I'm glad I chose this one. And I will be doing some more horror films as it goes on, and I'm going to try and mix it up. I'm going to be doing a horror movie, and then I'll be doing a family film, and just mix it up. So, you know, for those of you who enjoy all my reviews, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this review. I hope you guys like it. You know, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you guys have seen this movie or not and what you think of it, and I'll see everyone next time.